yeah, I'm here. Super duper duper cut. All up in the mix like, yeah, nigga, what? I stay blazed like Brodus. Even if I never said it, you should probably know this by now. Ta-da, what they gonna make up? Every time I read about, see some shit they make up. If I ever saw them black dynamite on me, then they'd have a reason to say why they never like them. Ain't no need to sick it, I am content, dream like content, so unconscious, just me and my conscience. I'm running with the my things, living to do our things. Cutter, I live for symphonies. I know that there's some place just right for me. I live for symphonies. Ooh, I know that there's some place just right for me. Yeah, a minute.
Alright guys, how's it going? If you're watching this, congratulations, you have passed your midterm and you're on to the next part. The second half of the semester, you are going to be doing your actual field write-ups. We're going to put you in front of live patients. You're going to get the opportunity to go and actually do assessments on live people and go on and do vital signs and treatment to actually live patients, right?
Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to Fireman Fitness. So if you guys just watched that last clip, we got past midterm. So yeah, today we took our midterm and we finally got past, put all that behind us. So right now I'm kind of scheduling my write-outs. I'm gonna tell you guys like my techniques of doing my write-outs. So doing write-outs, we have in our EMT class, we're taking a documentation class, which we have to do 4 write-outs. So that's 4 shifts, that's 4 12-hour shifts. We gotta do 10 PCRs and then 4 evaluations. What I want to do, because I'm going into the fire service, I would like to kind of schedule with 2 stations. The first 2 shifts that I want to schedule is with 2 fire stations, and then after that I'll probably work in the back of an ambulance with AMR for a little bit. That's kind of my techniques, just because I already know that by watching the video, it's like a 30-minute video, that the fire stations that we are given, they kind of don't receive a lot of calls as much as the AMR does. So we have to get, like I said, 10 PCRs. That's pretty much like documenting like 10 different patients, and then 4 evaluations, and then that's, you know, that's kind of a lot. And you know, I just want to get like the feel of a fire station, and being at the station for 12 hours for 2 shifts. And after that, yeah, I'll just do my AMR. So I'm gonna show you my calendar and kind of show you what I have coming up, and then how I'm gonna fit everything in. Like I said, I already put my job and I really don't have much going on besides my fire explorer meetings, and then this EMT ride along thing starts October 13th. So I have time to take my last fire explorer meeting before I actually jump into my actual ride outs with the EMTs or the firefighters at either the station or AMR. Yeah, so let me show you my calendar, then I'm gonna show you how I'm gonna kind of plan to schedule my shifts. So let's get into that right now. Okay, so here's kind of like the layout of it. He has like a little YouTube video that he put for orientation. Yeah, so this is our little crafting thing that our professor, or a professor of mine, invented this website strictly for the EMTs. We take our classes here and stuff like that. So we do request shift, and then we just click on different date, and then yeah, so different dates have different schedules. As you can see, that has a lot less than these right here. and the 24th, and then you could do the 26th, and then it'll be different times, different shifts. So like I said, I'm not gonna let you guys know exactly what stations I pick, just because I really don't want to get anyone in trouble, because I already know that the fire service doesn't really like drawing too much attention to themselves, and I really don't plan on recording unless they're teaching me how to do something that's kind of unique, and I'll probably ask them for their permission as well. So me just being respectful, I'm not gonna let you guys know what station, what ambulance company I'm gonna be working at. But yeah, there's quite a few options, and yeah, I'll probably just write down on the calendar which ones I'm gonna do, like station wise, like fire station this, like a fire station on this day, AMR on this day, but I'm not gonna say what company. So yeah, that's kind of how it's done. I don't really have to do this until the 3rd of October, that's the deadline, but I'm just getting knocked out now, just to have like the relief off my shoulder and kind of have everything planned out. And then with the AMR companies, they actually don't have exact dates that they're going to be having available for us, so we kind of schedule it with them, and they let us know what days they're gonna what days, what time, what unit we're gonna be stationed at, and then where to show up at. But yeah, for example, I'm gonna show you guys kind of like how awesome this website is, and how like planned out he thought of this website as pretty much detail. It's pretty cool, so check it out. So for example, I'm just gonna click a random one. Let's do Highland. Okay, so you click on it, then it actually gives you a map of where it's at. So there's all the different stations, and then it gives you like a map of which one you want to do, which is pretty cool. And it gives you like a date, the time, the unit number, station, address, and then the status of it, which is really unique. So yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. And in the next clip, I'm just gonna let you guys to know if you're interested in the EMT program, or if you're currently taking an EMT course. I'm gonna let you know kind of not what was on the test, but what to expect and like what topics to hit. And I'll probably just do that tomorrow when I find time. I have a CPR class. I've been certified for some time now. I think I got my first certification. I'll check my CPR card because I still have it. I think it was like 2015 or 2014, something like that. Maybe it was 2013, I'm not too sure. But I've been certified for a while. I got my recert in last year, and then it's good up until next year of March. So it's pretty cool. I also got my certification through Crafton Hills, and they just kind of told us to just be there, even though we're certified, just for like the hands-on portion. Which it can't really hurt. I haven't done CPR on a live person, and then going into our ride-alongs is kind of good to refresh your memory. And that way, if I do have to start CPR on someone who's unconscious or stuff like that, at least I have like a little refresher, which is really good to know. And then I'm gonna be reading up on my BLS book, which is also handy. Yeah, guys, but I'll see you guys in the next clip, and yeah, until then, peace. The second class for CPR, that's what we did today, which is Sunday the 30th of September 2018. I'll put it right here. Yeah, so today was like the most intense CPR class I've ever had. It was just all hands-on stuff. So we were in different squads, and then we were kind of called to different sections of campus. So we had to go to the campus, or what part of the campus that they're at, run the call like it's an actual call, which is really unique. We haven't done anything like that before, so just I haven't personally, and then I know we haven't done it as a class, so it was pretty cool just to see like the different scenarios that people actually get themselves into. These were scenarios that were kind of based on stuff that actually happened, so not everything was 100%, but it was just like calls that were kind of exotic, and then would be kind of challenging. Then they wanted to see how we were gonna handle it, so which was pretty cool. I'll talk about each scene that we had, every call that we had. So we had a total of 8 calls, and I remember the first call. Let me see if I can put my camera right here. I'm really dirty, and I just changed my shirt so I could just do this little vlog real quick, because I'm gonna take a shower. Family's coming over, we're gonna watch the game, so I'm gonna make this really quick. Okay, so pretty much the first call that we got, we were squad 3, and then there was originally 5 of us, 6 really, and they took away one of our guys, and then it was the 5 of us. We went upstairs. We got a call going upstairs in the men's restroom. So So that's what we did. We ran upstairs and we seen our professor. He's like, all right, there's your gear. He said, count to 10, then knock on the door, or just count to 10 and then walk in. So the first time we actually arrived on scene, it was our first time ever working together as a group like this. So it was pretty challenging. Like, what do you really expect when you kind of don't really know these people's names? We didn't know each other's names really. I knew maybe like 2 guys and maybe 3 people in the group, and that was it. But the other 2 I really didn't know. So yeah, so we kind of had to like improvise and kind of see how we work together. We had to find like a concept, and then that was like the first call. So I remember we arrived, we walked in, we did our BSI PPE, which is body substance isolation, and then PPE stands for personal protective equipment. So yeah, we did that, made sure the scene was safe, and then we walked in. As we walked in, we seen our professor and we didn't see anyone around. So he was just like, wow, look around, and there was only 2 stalls, so there's really not that much like to look at. Yeah, so you see like feet dangling, and it was a mannequin. And then the mannequin, the professor's supposed to be talking for the mannequin, so if the mannequin's responsive, he'll talk to you, but if he's not responsive, he won't say anything. So we knocked on the stall like 3 times, and hey sir, are you okay? It's EMS, you know, we're here to help you. And then yeah, so from there I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go under the stall. And I'm a pretty, I guess you could say big guy, I guess, like big chested guy, like big upper body guy. So they were kind of surprised that I kind of made myself fit. I'm a fire explorer, and I have bunker gear on, and then I have my SCBA on, and then my helmet on. So I fit through little confined spaces like that before. I've done it plenty of times, so it was pretty much nothing without gear. I crawled underneath the stall, and then I opened the door. We moved the patient to the floor. What we should have done, we should have moved the patient to a backboard and then do CPR and all the stuff that we had to do, our pulse, stuff like that. So when you get a responsive patient, you go ABC, so it's airway, breathing, and circulation. But when you have a unresponsive patient, you go CAB, so circulation, airway, and then breathing. Sorry about that. And then yeah, that's usually how it goes. So we went CAB because he's unresponsive, so we checked pulse. Professor said that there's no pulse. Started CPR. We ran that call 2 times. The first time we were kind of discombobulated just because we really didn't know what we were doing. And not like we didn't know what we were doing hands on, but like individually we weren't like assigned to a different thing. So he, like our team lead, because it was our first time, like our first call, so no one really was like, hey, you on the SCBA, sorry, that's fire. That was, hey, you on the AED, hey, you get the backboard, you on air, you on airway, you this, you know. It's okay, because eventually over the calls, I'm telling you legit how it went. And this is like the truth. I'm not sugarcoating it. The first call was pretty much, it was horrible. We did really bad. I wouldn't say we did really bad, but we did pretty bad. We missed a few steps, and yeah. Second time we did the same call, we did it back to back, so he let us redo it. And then second time was way better, because we're like, hey, you do this, you do that, you're responsible for this, you're responsible for that, hey, you do this, get on airway, you do chest compressions, you do this, you do. It was pretty cool. So that time we actually got our team fundamentals together, and that's where we actually did better. So from there we went on to our next call. Our next call was a male. And this is like on another part of campus, so we had to walk there, and our classroom was the station. So we walked back to the station, they called squad 3 again, we rolled out. So we were probably in the classroom for like 2 minutes, had like a 2-minute break, and then we got a call for a unresponsive patient who seems to be laying down on like a little mat in the middle of campus. So we're like, okay, so we arrived on scene, and then the professor's talking for him, and it's pretty much saying that he was just a guy laying down in the middle of the campus. He didn't need no medical attention. Sorry, my cat's meowing because he wants attention. Yeah, so pretty much, yeah. So that's what happens with that one. And then, so he was just a regular person. He didn't have any problems, no medical problems, nothing like that. He just wanted to lay down in the middle of the campus. So we pretty much made sure he was okay. We asked him, he said, don't touch me, stuff like that. So that was that call. And then in the same section, we did chest compressions for like 20 minutes. 3 different rotations, and it was pretty tiring, I'll tell you that much. From there we went, where did we go next? Okay, from there we got a call from the patio section in our campus. So it's right next to our classroom. In the patio section, we got a call that we just got the call. So we went, and then the professor was telling us like, okay, we have a missing child, and the missing child hasn't been seen in a few hours, and this and that. And then while he was still talking, I don't know why I walked off, like, not like to be rude, but just to go look, because all I had to hear was it was a toddler. You know, he wandered off and he's missing. So I was just like, you know what, while he's doing that, I'm gonna go. I shouldn't have done that, but I did kind of get I'll tell you about it. So pretty much I walked off, and then he looked at me and smiled, because I looked back and I seen him smile at me. And then I was walking, and then there's like a blue tub filled with water, so they put a baby mannequin inside the water. I pulled the baby out. I called my team like, hey, come on, like, come over here, we gotta start compressions. So I started my compressions on the infant mannequin. It's 30 and 2, so 30 compressions, 2 breaths while I'm by myself. I did 2 cycles before everyone actually came and had the equipment ready. Then I started 15 to 2. So from there, okay, so from there, yeah, so I did that, and you know, they said another baby was missing. While I left the mannequin, and I was like, I got up, I took 2 steps, and my partner was like, what are you doing? Like, this is our patient. I'm like, you're right. I got like completely confused and kind of like, oh, there's another patient, there's another baby, so I gotta go look for the baby. So yeah, I messed up on my behalf. And then the professor was like, you know what, I was kind of, when the whole thing was said and done, everyone, we did like a few rounds on the babies as well, or the tall infants as well. Yeah, so he was just like, you know what, he was like, you just had to hear like the key things that were wrong, what happened in this call, and then you want to go look. And while everyone else was kind of trying to grasp what they heard. And following call, we got called to the back of the school where there's like electrical stuff, and this is like, I was the leader of that call. And then I pretty much told them like, okay guys, don't touch him, we're not gonna touch him until we either get fire or Edison on scene. From there, I didn't know you could call maintenance. I don't know why I didn't know that, but if you're on a school campus, you could call maintenance and they could do it, or you could either wait for Edison or the fire department. Luckily, the Cal Fire is down the street from the from our school, so that's pretty much a bonus. So I could have just did that, and then just been done with that part. So he turned off the noise, and yeah, so we took the guy, flipped him over. I assigned the guy to do vitals, pretty much checking radio pulse, seeing if he's responsive using AFPU, which is alert, verbal, painful stimuli, and unresponsive. Patient was unresponsive, so he checked the radio and carotid pulse by at the same time. Yeah, so from there he was unresponsive. I got a guy doing chest compressions, and then from there I flipped over and had I had a guy on airway, had a guy holding C-spine. Then by the way, I was supposed to get the guy to do C-spine. We had a guy get the backboard ready, and had someone else do the AED. So it was kind of like a really tight. I felt like my first call, I think I did pretty good. I just missed a few things, like I wasn't supposed to put him on the back, or I wasn't supposed to get him on a seat collar. I wasn't supposed to. I was supposed to do something else. I can't really remember, but I know I kind of messed up on that call too. But you know, I feel like my first time leading, I think I did pretty good. The following call. So how much is that so far? That's like 3 or 4. So I did the bathroom scene, the patient who wasn't hurt, the babies, and then the guy who got electrocuted. The following call was kind of the same thing. So after the 4 calls, we go to lunch and come back. They gave us like an hour and 40-minute lunch, which was great because we were hungry and we were tired, ready from 4 calls, back to back to back to back. So we came back and did another 4 calls, so that's a total of 8 calls. The first call we got was a man. We arrive on scene, and then there's a man who's laying in a puddle of water. He has the wire around him. Obviously, he'd been electrocuted. So it's another person who got electrocuted, and you know, me and the lead were talking when we arrived. I was like, hey, like, he's being electrocuted, like, don't go anywhere near him. He's like, you're right, let me call Edison, let me call the maintenance man, let me call the fire department. So we kind of see who had like the best ETA, and pretty much the maintenance man was closer because he is on campus, so he turned it off. And the we pretty much approached the patient, got the guy CPR. You know, that was the actual, like, I think like a 25-minute session of CPR by 3 guys. That is very tiring. And you're interested in this class, I would highly suggest practicing your CPR. I've been certified for a few years, I'm okay, but like just the conditioning of it, just constantly being at it, and just the compressions get you tired, and then you lose your breath because you're like 1, 2, all the way to 30, and you're like 28, 29, 30, and then, you know, then just imagine keep on doing that for cycles and cycles and cycles and cycles. We were there for a while doing CPR on this mannequin. And we pretty much, I got the backboard ready, you know, we did pretty much everything. He was like, okay, well, I think he said like AMR is on its way, it's like 15 minutes away. Then he had us do another 15 minutes of CPR, like back to back to back, and it was crazy. So that's why I said a total of like 25 minutes, I think I said. So that was a total, and we were just exhausted, we were sweating. The next call we got, so that was that one. What was the next call we got? Yes. Okay, so this was the best call so far. I think it was really creative on the professor's behalf. There was like 4 different instructors, and then the professor who was teaching us for the day. This is like the most creative thing I've ever seen. So picture this. So we walk through the first door, we come into the classroom, then we open the door which opens to the other 2 classrooms, and like I said, the computer room. So you hear like music, like really loud, and it just sounds like it's kind of, you can hear it like the beats, like boom, 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 boom. And then we're just like, what's going on? Like, this is crazy. He's like, okay, here's your equipment right here. Follow me. And we're like, okay. He opens the door. It's crazy, like crazy. So pretty much the scene was, it was like a nightclub kind of party theme. It was very dark. They had a fog machine, stroke lights. It was, picture a party inside a classroom. So it was like stuff everywhere, and then I guess it was like a little gun shootout. We had 2 patients. There was bullet shells everywhere. There was like little bags of fake cocaine. There was like weapons, like guns, still on the patients, and you know, it was crazy. And the whole thing, like the whole mission of that call was to not interfere in the evidence. So if you see something, try to exit the same way you entered the classroom, and that's what we try to do. It was extremely hard. That was like the hardest but most intense and funnest call I actually had. It was crazy. Like, you couldn't really see anything because all you see when you look at the professor, and all you see is him bobbling his head and smiling, like, and he hits the fog machine and it gets really, really foggy, and he's just enjoying himself and keep on pressing the fog machine, and it just gets really, really foggy. And I'm just like, wow, man, like, you really try messing with us, huh? Okay. So we try to get the AED on him, and it was crazy. And then trying to hear an AED and then your partner, while the music's really loud, you can't see nothing. We had to backboard the patient in fog, pitch black, and it was just crazy. So yeah, it was just a crazy day. Last call, I think, just to make a long story short,
yeah, I'm here, super duper duper cut, all up in the mix like, yeah, nigga, what I stay blazed like brothers, even if I never said it, you should probably know this by now. Ta-da, what they gon' make up, every time I read about, see some shit they make up, if I ever saw one, black dynamite on me. Let's go.